Okay children, we will discuss the next question, that is 15th question from the second exercise. I will read this question for you. Find the 20th term from the end of the AP. Some AP is given. So, till now we were asked to find some 20th term, 30th term or any term from the beginning of the AP. But whereas in this question, he just changed this question to confuse you, but you need not get confused. This is also very simple as that problems which you solved before. Okay, let us try to understand this problem. Here the AP is 3, 8, 13 and so on. This last term is also given. What is the last term? 253. Yes. Now, he is asking us to find the 20th term from this side, not this side. You cannot directly use nth term formula and find out A20. Why? If you find out A20 for this, you are going to be wrong. Why? Because A20 means what? A sub 20 means what? The 20th term from this side, from the beginning of the AP. But he is asking us to find from the end of the AP. Now, you have to determine what is the term, what is the number of the term from that side. Number of the term, 20th term from that side. So, what is that term from this side? So, you have to count or you have to find the 20th term somewhere here from this side. What is the number of this 20th term from this side? Means you should determine the 20th term from the last, the number of the 20th term from the beginning. Okay. So, how to find that number, how to determine that number? For that, just I will explain you with a small example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let there are 5 numbers in some sequence. What is the second term from the last one? Means here you can easily tell that is 4th. Now, try to understand this. 4 is the term which is second term from the last, but what is that 4, what is the number of that 4 from the beginning? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. From the last, that is what? Second term. From the beginning, what? That is 4th term. So, try to understand here. If we have to find from the beginning, from this 20th term, what is the number of that 20th term from the beginning. So, how to find here? So, here let us take this. Here 5 terms are there. Out of the 5 terms, I want the second term from the end. Okay. For that, I am calculating what is that second term from the beginning. For that, what I have to do is, I am asking the second term, no, you have to subtract 2. Total terms minus the 2, second term from end. If you subtract, what happens? Out of 5 terms, if you remove 2 terms, this 2 will go. But you want this term, therefore, you add 1 to this. So, 5 minus 2 plus 1 is equal to how much? 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. 4 is the number of this term, means if you count, that will be the 4th term from the beginning. Likewise, if you want the 20th term from the end, if you want the 20th term from the end, you have to find out the number of that term, 20th term from the end. You have to find out that term from the beginning. Okay. So, how to find? So, for that, what? We should know how many terms are here. As before example, as in the previous example, there are 5 terms. We want the second term from the, if there are total 5 terms, we want the second term from the and we determined what is the count of that term from the beginning. How? Total numbers or total terms minus second term. I asked you second term, therefore I have to subtract and add 1. So 5 minus 2 plus 1. Here also you have to find out the total number of terms, and total number of terms I explained you to find the total number of terms. I already told you in the nth term formula we will have 4 variables a n, a, d, n. We want this n is number of terms in this AP. So, for finding number of terms you have to know an, a and d. What is an? An, we can treat this last term as an. So, let me write down those things which were given. A is equals to 3a is the first term, d is equals to a2 minus a1 which is equals to 8 minus 3 which is equals to 5, and let us assume an is equals to 253. Let us assume an is equals to 253. With these things which were given, we can find out the n value. So, let us write an is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now, substitute all the values which were given. So, an is how much? 253. 253 is equals to a, in the place of a substitute 3, and n is how much? We have to find n, that is what number of terms we have to find out, into d. D how much? 5. So, simplify this. 253 is equals to 3 plus 5n minus 5 implies 253 is equals to 3 minus 5 which is 2. Let me write like this, 5n minus 2. Okay. So, if you transpose this minus 2 this side, 5n is equals to 253 plus 2 implies 5n is equals to 255 implies n is equals to 255 by 5. 5 ones are 5 5s are 1s are. So, n is equals to 51. What is that n? That is number of terms in this progression. So, how many terms are there? 51 terms. This is the 51st term in the progression. So, now what? After finding the total number of terms, we have to find the 20th term from the end. Now, we have to determine what is that 20, what is the number of that 20th term from end from the beginning. Okay. So, let me find that. So, total terms 20th term from the end is total terms minus 20 plus 1. Okay, this is equals to total terms how many? 51 minus 20 plus 1. This is equals to 51 minus 20 is 31 plus 1, which is equals to 32. So, from the end the 20th term is 32nd term from the beginning. Therefore, let me erase this. Twentieth term from the end is 32nd term from the beginning. Therefore, A32 is equals to A plus 32 2 minus 1 into d, which is equals to a plus 31d, which is equals to, here what is a? 3 plus 31 into what is d? 8 minus 3 is 5. So, calculate 3 plus 155, which is equals to 158. So, this is the 32nd term from the beginning, which is also the 20th term from the end. This is one method. This is one method. Another method is very simple. Let me explain that also. Shall I wrap this and explain that? Second method is very simple. You just reverse the AP, reverse it and write 253. So, before okay, 253, what do you write? 13, 8, 3. Okay. This is the progression reversed which to the given one. Okay, I am writing the progression in reverse order. Okay. Now, what happens? E is asking 20th term from the end, means if I reverse it, what is happening? The 20th term from the beginning, I can find the 20th term from the beginning, means in this sequence or in this progression, I need to find what? A20. That is all. You can directly find A20. To find A20, what you have to find is the things which are required, preliminary things which are required are, what is the first term? A is equals to 253. Then what is the common difference? How to find the common difference here? You can find any the difference of any two successive terms you can find. Okay, using these two you can find the common difference. 8 minus 13, which is equals to minus 5. Here the common difference is minus 5. Because this is negative, if you observe, the progression is going on decreasing. Here it is started from 253 and the last term here is 3, means it is decreased. It is decreased means generally you should understand the common difference is negative. Okay. So, A is 253, D is equals to minus 5. Now, what you have to find is A20. A20 is equals to A plus 19D. By using A and D, you can directly find A is how much? 253 plus 19 into how much? 5, which is equals to 253 minus 19 5 is 95. If you subtract 253 95 from 253, you get 13 minus 5 is 8. Here 14 minus 9 is 5, 1. Therefore, 158 is the answer. In the previous method also, I think we got the same value. In the previous method, what happened? We tried to find out the 20th term from the last, making it as counting, what do you call that? We tried to find out the 20th term from the last from the beginning. What is that number from the beginning? Here, what we tried, just we simply reversed the progression and found the 20th term directly. I think this method is a bit easier, but one thing you have to you should understand how to find D here. Okay, if you could find the D, that is easy and simple for such type of problems. Okay. In previous class, we completed up to the exercise 6.2 in progressions. Now, we are going to discuss a new topic in this session, that is sum of first n terms in an arithmetic progression. Sum of first n terms in an arithmetic progression. So, if you understand this topic, you can easily solve the next exercise problem, that is 6.3 in the textbook. Okay. So, try to listen carefully and try to understand it. What is the meaning of this sum? Sum means total. Total of what? First n terms. What is n? N can be any number. First 2 terms, first 3 terms, first 4 terms, like that. So, first n terms total. How to find that? This is the topic we are going to discuss now. Okay. So, there is some interesting thing in the history about this. A mathematician, German mathematician, Carl Friedrich Gauss. Carl Friedrich Gauss is a German mathematician, and he was asked in his school at the age of 10 years. He was asked this question. What is that question? Sum of first 100 natural numbers. He was asked sum of first 100 natural numbers. Okay, all of the students started counting, adding. But this person, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he within no time immediately answered the total as 5050. How did he do that? How could he do that? Within no time, other children are counting, but he just told that the sum of first 100 natural numbers is 5050. Is there any magic? No. He used his logic. He applied his intelligence. Let me tell you how did he calculate that. Simple. Suppose 1, 2, you want the sum, no? Let that is S. S is equals to 1, 2, 3. Up to how many terms you are required to add? So, you want the first 100 natural numbers to sum. So, shall I write like this? S is equals to 1 plus 2 plus 3, like that, 200. What he did is, he again wrote that same sum in the reverse order. So here 100, 99, 98, so on, here 1. After this, what he did is, he added both these two equations. S plus S is 2S, 1 plus 100 is 101, 2 plus 99 is 101, 3 plus 98 is 101, so that last one is also 101. Now, here you have to understand this carefully. 2S is 101 plus 101 plus 101, 101, like that. How many 101s are there? 100 101s are there. Okay, how do you add this? This is nothing but repeated addition. Repeated addition is nothing but multiplication. How many times this is repeated? 100 times that is repeated. Therefore, I can write, or anybody should be able to understand this. Anybody could write 100 into 101 is the sum of this. So here this is 2s. Now I want s only, not 2s. Therefore, S is equals to 100 into 101. If you transpose this 2, you will get divided by 2. 2 ones are 2 50s are. Now multiply with 5. 5 ones are 5. 5 zeros are 0. 5 ones are 5. And put a 0 here. What is that? 5050 is the total of first 100 natural numbers. Simply, with this intelligence, we could be able to tell within no time. That is the what the creativity of different individuals. We don't. I am not asking you that you can do like this, but you try to develop your if you think about a problem in a different manner, anybody can do such miracles. Okay, I think the thing we need is you have to understand, analyze the problems. Okay, then we can solve with such an ease. Okay, so this is about sum of 100 terms, naturally 100 natural numbers. But what is the other topic? Sum of first n terms in the arithmetic progressions. N terms means they may be continuous or distant, but n terms in arithmetic progression. How to find that? For that, we should again recall the concept of general form of arithmetic progression. Any arithmetic progression, general form of arithmetic progression is what? First term will be second term a plus b. The constant fixed value is added. Next a plus 2d. Next a plus 3d, and so on. What is the nth term? A plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the general form of any arithmetic progression. Now, what to do? Just like the case in which Gauss found that sum to n terms, 100 natural numbers, we will do the same procedure here also. Let this be Sn. Sn means what? Sum to n terms. We took the last one as the nth term, no? Therefore, sum to n terms is equals to a plus b plus a plus 2b plus and so on plus a plus n minus 1 into d. Now again I am taking the same sum but in reverse order. Now a plus n minus 1 into d plus, can you guess the second one from the last? A plus n minus 2 into d. Third one will be a plus n minus 3 into d and so on. The last one will be what? The first one. Now add these two. 2 into Sn is equals to, now what is the sum of these two? So let me do here for you. A plus n minus 1 b. If you add these two, a plus a is how much? 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, this is 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. Now what is this? The sum of these two. Let me add again. A plus d. Here a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. A 2a plus here d plus n minus 1 into d. D is common. If you take d as common, here how much do you get? N minus 1. Now a plus b, a plus n minus 2 here. N minus 2 I have to write. Okay, d common means 1 plus n minus 2. This becomes 2a plus 1 minus 2 is minus 1, therefore n minus 1 into d. A plus a is 2a. You have to add these two. Out of these two, I took D as common. In the place of D, I am writing 1. If you take out the complete common anything, you have to write 1 there. If you multiply this and this, you have to get this. 1 into D is D. Okay. So, plus n minus 2. Here, D is taken common and I am taking this to n minus 2. If you simplify this, you will get again n minus 1. Therefore, again I get 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Like that, every term, if you add every term in this, what do you get? You get the same 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Like that, a plus a, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So, this is what we add both these terms, but we don't require these two. We want only Sn simply. Therefore, Sn is equals to. Okay, first of all, let me add this. How many times this is added? This is repeated n times. Therefore, 2Sn is equals to n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So, if you add, what do you get? N into 2a plus n minus 1. Why n? Because this is repeated in times. If anything is repeated for any number of times, you have to multiply with that number. Therefore, that is nothing but repeated addition is multiplication. 2Sn is equals to this. Now we want Sn only. Sn is equals to, if you transpose this, what do you get? N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Yes. This is the formula for finding sum to n terms. Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. You have to understand these terms. What is Sn? Sn is sum to n terms. Sum of the first n terms in the arithmetic progression is equals to, how many terms are there? You have to write n by 2 into 2a. A is the first term, n is the number of terms, b is the common difference again. So, if you understand this formula, if you understand the terms in that formula, if you understand the whole concept, how did we get there, you will be able to solve many problems regarding the sum to n terms in the arithmetic progression. Okay. Now, if you analyze more this formula, you can conclude many things. Let me write once again this formula. Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula for finding sum to first n terms in the arithmetic progression. Now, if I rearrange this formula like this, you see, 2a can, if I write like this, a plus n minus 1 into d. Now observe this, here a and these two are separated. 2a, I am writing a plus a. And if you observe this, what is this? This is the formula for nth term. This is the nth term, a plus n minus 1. Therefore, I can rewrite like this, n by 2 into a plus an. So, if you want to find the sum to n terms, and if you know number of terms, first term and the nth term, then you can calculate this sum to n term. Sometimes this Sn is also written as n by 2 into a plus L. What is L? L is the last term. If there are n terms only in any arithmetic progression, what does the nth term become? That is the last sum. Therefore, we can replace this by L. Means, if you want to calculate the sum of two n terms, if you know number of terms, if you know the first term, if you know the last term, you can easily calculate sum to n terms. Means, you can use these formulas. This is 1, 2, and 3. According to the situations. These are all not different formulas, but the terminology is different. notation is different. Therefore, if you understand the notation, if you understand the terms there, you can apply these formulas where the situation demands. Okay, right. Now let us find one more interesting thing. So sum of first n natural numbers. Sum of first n natural numbers. So, you know natural numbers, the first number in natural number or natural number starts from 1. So, we want Sn, sum of what? We want to find 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus like that n. Now, we want to find this. How to find? You know formula Sn is equals to. If you know the number of terms, if you know the first term, if you know the last term, then you can use the formula Sn is equals to n by 2 into a plus l. L is the last term, a is the first term, n is number of terms. So we want to sum to n terms. Therefore, here the last term is also n and the first term is 1. Therefore, if you substitute n by 2 into 1 plus n, this can be rewritten as n into n plus 1 by 2. This is Sn. This is another formula, fourth formula. When such situations are given, some up to first 10 natural numbers, first 100 natural numbers, first 1000 natural numbers, you can do any of that type using this formula, but first n natural numbers, first n natural numbers. This formula is to be used to find the sum of first n natural numbers. Okay, I think you understand this concept, understood this concept. Okay, so if you understand or understood that clearly, then it is very easy to solve the problems in the third exercise given in the textbook. Okay, children, we'll continue this. Okay, children, we move on to exercise 6.3. 6.3, first question. Find the sum of the following. Find the sum of the following. There is an AP given. The AP is minus 37, minus 33, minus 22, 29 and so on. So, you have to find the sum of 12 up to 12 terms in this AP up to 12 terms. So, you have to find the sum up to 12 terms. Then, how to find the sum to n terms is the formula we know, we have to use that. How do you notate that? What is the notation? Sum to n terms is given by Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so now here we have to find sum to n terms and 12 terms. Therefore, in the place of n we can write 12. So, you are required to find out sum to up to 12 terms is equals to, that means he has given us n. This 12 is nothing but n. So, you can directly substitute this. S12 is equals to 12 by 2 into 2a, 2 into, what is a? A is the first term. If you do not want to write directly, you write here before starting this or before writing this formula. A is equals to minus 37. Also you want to find what? D. D is equals to A2 minus A1, which is equals to minus 33 minus 37. Most of you will do like this, minus 33 minus 37. Here two negative things are there, two negative numbers are there. You have to subtract minus 37 from minus 33. If you write like that, that is wrong. You have to write first minus 33 and again you have to subtract minus 33. This is the subtraction symbol. You have to subtract minus 37 from minus 33. Therefore, you have to put a bracket and you will get these two minus signs at the time. So, what will be that? Minus 33, write down as it is, minus of minus becomes what? Plus, that is plus 37, which is equals to minus 33 plus 7 is equals to plus 4. Means the common difference is a positive value. That means what? The progression is increasing. You have to understand the progression is increasing. See, if you observe this, minus 37 minus 33, minus 37 is less than minus 30, therefore the progression is increasing. Okay, you have to understand that. Now coming to this formula, you have to substitute the things which we found just now. 2a, 2 into a is minus 37 plus n is how much? N is 12 minus 1 into d is 4. So, if you simplify this, 2 1s are 2 6s are 6 into 2 37s are 37 2s are 74. You have a minus sign, put a minus sign. 12 minus 1 is 11. 11 into 4, which is equals to 6 into minus 7 plus 11 4s are minus 7, no, is minus 74 plus 44, which is equals to 6 into minus 74 plus 44. How much is that? Minus 30. So, finally, if you multiply these two, you get a minus sign and 36 there 180. Like this, you have to use this sum to n terms formula to calculate the sum. Okay, right. Now, we shall move on to second question. What is the second question here in this exercise? Let me read for you. Again, this is also sum, but I will explain you. I don't do this problem or solve this problem. I will just explain you and you do for yourself. Find the sums given below. Find the sums given below. First one, 7 plus 10 1 by 2, 10 and a half plus 14 plus so on plus 84. Now, how to find the sum of this? You have to find only terms are given, in between there is a plus sign, means you have to find from 7 plus some 7 to 84 the total sum. Now, what is the sum to n terms formula? Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay. What is Sn? Sum to n terms. N is number of terms, a is first term, n is number of terms, d is common difference. Now, if you observe what is given here, you have to analyze what is given and what is he asking us to find. So, what is given means he gave you an arithmetic progression. It starts from 10, the second term is 10 and a half, like that it moves on, and the last term is 84. So, he gave you what? A he gave you. A is equals to 7. He also gave you D, means you can calculate D. D is equals to A2 minus A1. What is A2? 10 1 by 2. This is a mixed fraction. You have to convert this mixed fraction into what? Improper fraction. 2 10s are 20, 21 by 2 minus 7, which is equals to 21 minus 2 7s are 14 by 2, which is equals to 21 minus 14 is 7 by 2. 21 minus 14 is 7 by 2. That is nothing but 3 1 by 2. Okay. So 3 1 by 2 or 3 and half is the D means common difference. Now you can also assume this as last term an, last term as an is equals to 84. Now I already told you many times an formula in nth term formula an, a, d, n will be there. Out of those 4, if you are given 3, you can find the fourth one, which is what here we have to find number of terms. To find sum to n terms, we should know how many terms are these there. So n is not known here, means you cannot tell by counting here or by writing on this total arithmetic progression and counting that, you cannot tell. You have to find n with the given things. What are given? A, D, A, N are given. A, D, A, N are given. Then you can use nth term formula. An is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. You can use that and find what? Find n, number of terms. After you finding n, you can use this formula to find sum to n terms, or how many terms you can find, after finding, suppose that n is you get n as some 20, then you have to find S20. In the place of n you have to substitute this, n you already find out that, and d also you know that. So for finding sum to n terms, you require number of terms, first term and common difference. Here first term is known, common difference is known, we can find, but number of terms is not known. To find the number of terms, you have to use what? The nth term formula and find out the number of terms. After finding number of terms, you have to use the sum to n terms and find out the sum to n terms. Okay, whatever he asked there. Okay, so second question is like this. So in that second question, 3 bits are given, all are given in the same manner. So first of all, you have to find n there, means number of terms there, and then use this sum to n terms formula. For finding what? N, you have to use nth term formula. Okay. Next we move on to third question in this exercise. Let me read for you. What is third question here? So in AP, in some AP not Andhra Pradesh, in some arithmetic progression, in an AP given A is equals to 5, D is equals to 3, AN is equals to 50, find N and SN. Okay. Now terminology or term notation is becoming bigger. You have to understand many things. So here up to nth term only 4 variables are there, but here after learning the sum to n terms, now that has become more, means that increase, the variables are increased. What are the things you know? A, next comes D, next N, next AN, next SN. Okay, so you have to understand all these 5. Generally in this third exercise, or generally in the third question or any question, total AP means arithmetic progression problems revolve around these things only. Some of these will be given and you have to find the things which were not given. Okay, what is A? First term. B, common difference. N, number of terms. An, nth term. Sn, sum to n terms. Okay, so you have to find you will be given some of these things. See this problem in third problem, given A is given, D is given, An is given. He is asking us to find n and Sn, so number of terms and sum to n terms. Okay, how to find them? Just simple, whatever the things you can calculate using An, you calculate them, and later you calculate Sn, means sum to n terms. Means here A, D are given, An is given, then you can calculate n using what? An formula, and after finding n you can go for Sn. Just the previous problem, just in previous problem also, second problem also, A, D, An were given, n is not given directly, therefore you have to find n, and then later you have to find Sn. Like that here also, if I tell this problem or if I solve this problem, you can do the second question problems also. Okay, let us solve this problem now. So A is given, D is given, An is given, you have to find n, means first use An formula. An is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D, in which An is given, A is given, D is given, you have to find out n, that is the one which is not given. So after substituting all these things, you left only with one variable in a linear equation, then you can easily find out that by transposing all the numbers to other side. Okay, An how much? 50 is equals to A 5 plus n is we don't know, D is 3. Okay, 50 is equals to 5 plus multiply this 3n minus 3 implies 50 is equals to 5 minus 3 is 2, therefore 3n plus 2. So if you transpose this to this side, 3n is equals to 50 minus 2 implies 3n is equals to 48 implies n is equals to 48 by 3. If you simplify 3 ones, 1 remains 6. So implies what? N is equals to 16, means the number of terms in this particular progressions are 16. Now after finding n, we can find Sn. Sn is what? Sum to n terms. Sn is equals to, we wrote an formula whenever you are asked. So Sn is equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Here n is equals to 16, therefore substitute in the place of n as 16 is equals to 16 by 2 into 2 into what? A is 5 plus 5 minus 1 into d, you know d is given as 3. So calculate 2 ones are 2 8s are 8 into 2 5s are 10 plus 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 into 3 is 12. So 8 into 10 plus 12 is 22. If you multiply both these 22 8s are 8 2s are 16, 8 is 16, 17. So the sum of 16 terms is 176. Like this, the third question in this exercise is based on all these 5 terms only. You will be given some of the terms and you are required or asked to find the remaining things which are not given. I think that won't be a big problem for you if you practice or understand this. If you try this, you can easily do it on your own. Now let me move to the fourth question. Okay, here I read this fourth question for you. The first and last terms of AP are 17 and 350 respectively. If the common difference is 9, how many terms are there and what is their sum? Fourth question. The first and last terms of an AP are 17 and 350 respectively. If the common difference is 9, how many terms are there and what is their sum? This is the question. Try to understand this question. The first and last terms are given. First one is 17 and last one is 350. If the common difference is given, again that is common difference is 9, how many terms are there and what is their sum? How many terms means what? Number of terms. So, what are given? A is given 17. Last term can be denoted as an. An is given and what? D is also given. Okay. Now, you have to find what? N, and then he is asking what is their sum? Sn. So, n is equals to how much? Sn is equals to how much? Again the similar problem which we discussed earlier. This is just like the same problem. With these three, you have to find the n first and then later Sn. So, I think I need not solve this problem now. You can try on it on your own. Okay. Okay, children. We move on to 7th question. Let me read it for you. Show that A1, A2, A3 up to An form an AP where An, nth term, is defined as below, like here. So, An is defined, means he gave us nth term. Nth term is not a number, he gave us as 3 plus 4n. So, a variable is involved here. Now, he is asking us to find A1, A2, A3, An form an AP. That means you have to find A1, A2, A3 and then later you have to show that they are in AP. They form an arithmetic progression. Then how to find A1, A2, A3? Just simple. In the place of n, if you substitute 1, you will get A1. In the place of n, if you substitute 2, you will get A2. Let us substitute and find out the terms. So, A1 is equals to, in the place of n I substitute n, then here also you have to substitute n, the value of n. So, 4n means what? 4 into n, that is 4 into 1, here n is 1. So, how much do you get? Is equals to 3 plus 4 is equals to how much? 7. Next, A2. A2 is same, 3 plus 4 into 2. In the place of n, you have to take 2. 3 plus 8 is equals to 11. A3 is equals to 3 plus 4 into 3, which is equals to 3 plus 12, which is equals to how much? 15. Now, A1, A2, A3, let us write those things. 7, 11, 15. Okay, this is the sequence. Now, you have to show that this sequence forms an AP. This is the problem belonging to the first exercise. We learnt this in the first topic, how to show a sequence or the list of numbers form an AP. How to show? Do you remember? Just simple. You have to find the common difference between any two successive pairs and show that these differences are same. You have to find the differences between any two successive, means you have to find the difference between these two terms and these two terms. If they are equal, then you can conclude that these numbers are these terms A1, A2, A3 will form an AP. If such questions are given, you just need not worry. Oh, what is this? AN is given. Oh, how to find A1, A2, A3? Just simple. If AN is given or SN is given, you can find them by substituting in the place of N. You can find them. Okay. For your understanding, I am explaining this problem until this. The next thing is to be done by you. Okay. I hope you can do this. Okay. Okay, children, we move on to 8th question. If the sum of the first n terms, of an AP is 4n minus n square, try to understand up to here. If the sum of the first n terms of an AP is 4n minus n square, sum of the first n terms, you know the notation, sum of the first n terms is given by Sn. If this sum of first n terms is how much, he gave us 4n minus n square, therefore this is given. Sn is equals to 4n minus n square. What is he asking? What is the first term? You have to find the first term. How do you denote the first term? First term is denoted like this, A sub 1. What is the first term? What is the sum of the first two terms? Sum of the first two terms, how do you denote? S2. Sum means you have to write S2, sum of two terms. And what is the second term? What is the second term means you have to find what? 8 sub 2. Similarly, find third term, 10th term and nth term. He is asking us to find third term, he is asking us to find 10th term, also nth term, an also. Here, he gave us sum to n terms and he is asking so many things. A1, S2, A2, A3, A10 and AN, nth term also. How to find them? So, try to understand the sum to n concept, sum to n terms concept. What is that? Sum to n terms means if there are n terms, the sum of those n terms is nothing but sum to n terms. If there is only one term, what is the sum of those terms? Only one term. What is the value of that term? Is the sum of those terms one term. Similarly, if you understand that if I put or if I replace n with what? 1. If n is replaced with 1, what does this mean? Sum to one terms. One term means the first term itself. Sum to means there is nothing to add. But if you replace Sn in the formula Sn, if n is replaced with 1, what do you get? You will get the first term itself. Therefore, S1 is equals to nothing but A1. Sum to first term is there is no meaning. So, if you find S1 means you will find that what first term only. So, S1 is nothing but A1 means if you find S1 you will get A1. What is asking? What is the first term? You will get like this. So, which is equals to, you have to substitute the 1 in the place of n. 4 into 1 minus in the place of n 1 square, which is equals to 4 minus 1, which is equals to 3. Therefore, S1 is equals to A1 is equals to 3. So, we found the first term. Next, here one more formula is there which you have to understand. An, nth term, is also given as Sn minus Sn minus 1. Try to understand that formula. Nth term, how do you get? Nth term in terms of sum to n terms relation. Nth term in terms of sum to n terms. What is this meaning? What is the meaning of this n? Sum to n terms. What is the meaning of this? Sum to n minus 1 terms. If you subtract sum to n minus 1 terms from sum to n terms, what do you get? You will get the nth term. So, let us understand this. Suppose there is S3, suppose there is S2. If you subtract S3 minus S2, what do you get? S3 means what? Sum to 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 terms. Suppose 1, 2, 3. Sum to 3 terms is how much? 6. And S2, sum to 2 terms only. How much is this? 1 plus 2 is 3. Now, I am subtracting S2 from S3. This is S3, this is S2. I am subtracting. How much you get? So, S3 minus S2 is equals to 3. What is this 3? This is the third term, that is nothing but A3. Okay? If you understand that example, you can understand this formulas. If you want nth term in terms of sum to n terms, you have to remember this formula. Means sum to 3 terms minus sum to 2 terms. Sum to 3 terms minus sum to 2 terms. If you remove this, what do you get? You will get the third term or the nth term. Okay. So, now you note down this and remember this formula. Using this, now we find the second one. Let us see what is the second question he asked. What is the sum of 2 terms? Okay, sum of 2 terms is simple. He is asking S2. S2 is equals to how much? What is the formula? S2 is equals to second term, sum up to 2 terms. How to find sum of the 2 terms? Okay, here Sn is given, no? You have to substitute in the place of n2. Okay, S2 is equals to Sn is equals to 4n minus n square. S2 is equals to 4 into 2 minus 2 square, which is equals to 8 minus 4, which is equals to 4. Therefore, S2 is equals to how much? 4. S2 is equals to 4. S1 is equals to 3. S1 is equals to 3. S2 is equals to 4. Okay. So, he is asking what? Second term. Second term is nothing but A2. A2 is equals to, you can use this formula. A2 is equals to S2 minus S2 minus 1, nothing but S2 minus 1 is S1, which is equals to, how much is S2? 4. How much is S1? 3. Therefore, 4 minus 3 is equals to 1. So, what do you get? You get A2. Now, I am writing A1 is equals to 3, A2 is equals to 1. A1 is equals to 3, A2 is equals to 1. Now, what is the next question he asked? So, similarly find third term, 10th term and nth term. You can find these terms using this formula. Okay. So, if you found first term, second term, you can find what? Series 3, 1 and so on. So, A1 is equals to 3, D is equals to 1 minus 3 is equals to minus 2. So, D means common difference is what? A negative value. That indicates what? This series is going to be in a decreasing fashion. Okay. So, with this A and D means first term and common difference, you can find any term, means third term you can find, 10th term you can find, also nth term. What is the formula for nth term? Let us find nth term. An is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. So, An is equals to A, you know 3 plus n minus 1 into D is how much? Minus 2. Okay. If you simplify, 3 plus minus 2n plus minus into minus plus 2. So, what is this? An is equals to 3 plus 2, 5 minus 2n, 5 minus 2n. Okay, that is nth term. You can find third term, 10th term using on that. N is equals, if n is replaced with 3, you can find out third term. If n is replaced with 10, you can find out 10th term using a nth term formula. Okay, children, I think you understood this concept. If you understand this clearly, you will be able to apply this to many of the problems which you may be given in a confusing manner. Okay. Still then, you should not worry, just try to understand the given things and sort out the things which are required to find, and then use the formula which is reliable or which is applicable there. Okay. Right, children, let us continue in the next class.